Hi everyone, this is a little bit something different, but bear in mind that I said in the description it's all things 3D. Just want to just catch up on a few little things that I do kind of outside of the work thing. I use this as my main printer. It's the Creality CR6SC. Still can't quite work out what the carrying handle is all about, but I guess it is what it is. I would say that this machine is awesome for what it is. I use tape on the bed because I'm not particularly fond of the glass beds. I don't seem to get the adhesion that you'd expect from, well, from certainly something that you spend a little bit of money for. This is not an unboxing video, it's not really a test video or anything like that, it's just a catch up with all you guys that follow me, just so that I can tell you that I don't only mess around in big steel workshops and build big CNC machines. I do like modifying these a little bit, and I have been doing so for a little while. This is my newest machine, I quite like it. It's, like I say, it's the Creality CR6SC. Brilliant little machine, and I just want to show you that I just love that little light that shows you what's going on all the time. I'm printing a cooling nozzle for the A10, which is this machine. Now, this was my first machine. This is Gtech A10. It is okay. There's a couple of things that are a little bit ropey about it. The bearings on the y-axis, they needed a lot of tweaking. They were rough and ropey. I don't like the manual bed leveling. It's a little bit of an arse. The software interface is, well, leaves a lot to be desired. It's really lots of fiddling around. You've got to turn that little knob, this one here, so many times just to move up and down one menu. If there's one fault with this machine, it's got to be that. The other thing is there we go, the extruder motor mount bits and pieces. I upgraded that. The old one was proper rubbish, shite in fact. It was plasticky, you couldn't extrude anything for love nor money, and I ended up putting paper wedges in there. The spring was almost made out of mild steel, where it compressed and it just would not act as a spring. It just shortened and shortened. Then it wouldn't grip the filament, so it all just became a bit of an arse, to be fair. It prints pretty quickly. I mean, this one here is doing, I don't know whether you can see, but this is a replica cooling nozzle for this machine. So I thought I'd get the machine to do its own work, do its own stuff. Yeehaw. So if ever you think about, especially with Christmas on the horizon, then for God's sake make sure that you get the upgraded extruder bit. The difference it's made is phenomenal. The other thing is, like I've already said, don't rely on the glass beds. It's not great. Get this blue tape. It's pretty bloody expensive actually for what it is, but the blue masking tape, the adhesion you get from that is second to none. Completely awesome. The other thing as well is that filament there was the filament that came with the Creality CR6, and I just bunged it on this just to see what would happen, to be fair. There's a few things, like I say, with this one here. For instance, the filament run out sensor, where you can see the wire flying there, it just broke within days. It was just rubbish. Like I say, there's so much about this machine that's very good, but there's so much about it that is just pants. I think they call it attention to detail. Now this machine is a bit dusty because I used to run it in my workshop, because I used to, well, I still do, print parts that I can then cast in aluminium. So these become the mould for casting in aluminium, which I'll show you at a later date, no doubt. But there you go, Gtech A10, nice little machine. It just needs so much upgrading and tweaking and a few other bits and pieces, so just bear in mind, that it's there's a fair bit of work involved in getting this to work well, and she's a bit noisy during here. So that's the Gtech A10. Back to the Creality CR6SC. I've tried printing all kinds of bits and pieces. Bits I like, that is black PLA. On my watch strap, you can just see it there. That's TPU, which is really, really flexible. Brilliant if you want to do something like replace. You can see that second one on the right there. There we go. Nearly broken through. 3D printed one in TPU. Happy days. Strong as an ox, no problem. The thing I would say about the Creality is that to get good results, you've got to print real slow, like painfully slow, whereas the A10 just seems to crack on. Now, we're printing exactly the same object here. I started them at exactly the same time. Well, this one's nearly finished. This one's not even halfway there. And even though, using Cura to do all my slicing, I've got something else on there at the moment, I did the settings the same, they don't seem to operate the same. They kind of got their own way of doing stuff. And if you look at it on the left hand side, the Creality always prints that little line just to get the filament going, which is fantastic. I wish the A10 would do it, but it doesn't. So there we go. That's a little bit of a benefit. I like the spool down nice and low like that, rather than up high like that. I don't know why. It just seems to unspool on a regular basis. This seems to never unspool. The software interface is, or you know, the touchscreen interface is much better. This is touchscreen. You can do whatever you like. You can do that. You can turn your fan on. You can adjust your nozzle temps, bed temps on the fly. Turn the LED on and off. All those kind of crazy things, and it is just really nice to work with. Like it. Whereas obviously the Gtech is somewhat more well, agricultural, so we say. Now the thing is, the price difference between the two is 100 quid. Well, it was when I bought them. 100 quid difference. I've spent a further, I don't know, 30-40 quid on little upgrades on the A10. I haven't really had to upgrade or touch this one at all. So you're looking at kind of a 70 quid difference between the two machines. Buy this one, buy the Creality CR6. It's superior in lots of different ways. It's got optical sensors rather than the physical limit switches of the A10. It's got a really nice easy feed system. It's got the filament run out system all plugged in, ready and raring to go. And the best thing about this thing, it's got auto bed leveling. Oh yes, auto bed leveling. Cannot tell you how good that is, what a difference it makes as well. With the A10 you've got manual bed leveling on the four corners. With the auto bed leveling, I think you've got 16 points at which it detects. It's quite clever. It doesn't do it on kind of like a plunger based thing. It does it on this strain gauge. So the nozzle comes down, and then when the strain gauge hits a certain point, it triggers obviously a digital on-off, 0 or 1, and then that's how it detects its level, and it does that in 16 points throughout the entire bed. You can see actually pretty much where it does it. You can see, oops, there, 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 and there, and then 4 other times all the way down through the bed. So anyway, I thought I'd just let you know that I don't always mess around in the workshop. I do this kind of stuff as well, and I'm looking at possibly expanding it into a printer farm where I can do online prints, but there's been a few disappointments in that particular industry for a while. There you go, that one's just finished now. That's the A10 done, and we're still quite a long way off with the CR6. Anyway, hope you like it. It seems a bit of a, you know, kind of a divergence away from what I normally do, but if you like the content, give us a like, subscribe, all those things make me do these videos, or you know, give me the inspiration to carry on doing these videos. Any questions, give us a shout, obviously. Hit us up and I'll answer the best I can. I'm no 3D printing expert, by the way, so don't go too crazy on me, and don't be too hard on me. Anyway, that's it for now. Cheers!